Action. Right, hello everybody. It's Floyd again, aerial gardener, and we've got another rose to deal with today. Just a lovely day. Turn around and have a look at that view. That's gorgeous. And this is Georgia on camera.
Hello.
Just gorgeous house. Yeah, so first thing to note about this rose, we're tackling it today because it's late autumn, early winter, which is a good time to tackle climbing roses. We've talked about this before. It is cold today, but we're heading out of frost into a mild period. So I'm not afraid of pruning hard. If we're heading into hard frost, I wouldn't do it. So that's the first thing to note. So if we take a look at this, you can see that in actual fact I've wired it similar to the one I showed you before, and I've actually got a basic fan structure. But you notice it's well overgrown. That's because actually I did this when the builders were building the extension, and the rose was too late. It was full of leaf and too late to hard prune, so I didn't hard prune it. I fanned it back and got the basic shape and left it. And there you go. That's not what it says in the book. This is what happens in reality. You end up with jobs like this in the middle of building jobs, and you have to work around it. So here we are now, 6 months later, and we're about to spur back all these off the natural, all these side shoots, the two buds. Get rid of some, get rid of the dead. Remember I said that? Get all the dead first. Some of this thin spindly stuff we don't need, and keep some of this thicker stuff, the two bud, all along. Any inward growing stems we don't need against the wall up, and we don't need really outward growing stems like that either. What we want to do is save some of this lovely growth to re-thread in that lattice fashion, trying to create an equal gap and nothing too choked. See all this, it's just too choked. See stems behind, and we're going to thin it down, and then hopefully I should have a perfect example at the end of the day. I'm always ready. Nice handy rock there, look. One I put earlier. That was for the drinks. So if I stand on there a minute, George is beginning to thin this out down the bottom. You can see a lot of bird nesting in the top. So after George is finished, hopefully we're going to be all this side shoot bird nesting. We're going to spur back, keeping some of the more substantial growth, and then just decide as we're going along what you want to keep there and what you don't. It'll become more obvious as you thin it out. Like this spindly one is a bit iffy. I'm not liking that. But the thing to do is to thin out the dead, as always. Take off the spindly stuff that's obvious. Spur back the side shoots and see what you're left with, and then work back from there. Let's have a look in a minute. Hat on? Hat off? I don't know.
Hat off.
Hat off. Right, so we've got, this is a good example of a dilemma that you face. Then we've got that lovely nice row. I can't get rid of that. Just doesn't that look? We've got to use that somewhere. So I fold it out of the way just for a minute. We've got these two running at the back. There. This is not good here. It's too cramped. But I'm probably going to sacrifice this one. Pick this out from a tangle, drop that to the bottom wire. So that's that one away, and that'll leave space. Pull that into the corner and put that up to the top wire, taking off the buds to the laterals. And then we'll decide whether that's totally excess. You'll see that. Obviously you can see this is already excess. It's become obvious. So I shall take that there. Okay, we'll have a look again in a minute when I've done that. Okay, Georgia?
Okay. So this one is going to fit nicely down there, along that line. And then this one is a bit awkward because that kind of wants to fold up there.
Yeah.
And that one wants to take that line.
Yes. So it's slightly excess at the moment, isn't it? So I think I would train that down.
That one down.
Although be careful, if you're pushing that too much, then it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think you're just about going to get away with
On
that.
the edge of it.
Yeah. And then see what you're left with, because you've also got this one here, which is a nice stem, but
Coming out too much.
You can see it's coming out too much. It appears to be coming out too much from the base of that rose. So yes, that's going to be a nice combination there if you can get it. It may even be that is excess, and you can run that one
along
to the
there.
bottom.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's better.
You get me?
Yeah.
So it appears now that the bottom one is excess. And then would that actually leave space for this? Possibly.
It would, yeah.
Yeah? Can you see that?
Yeah.
So
this one, that one's excess.
that one's excess.
That one folds down, goes
Lovely.
along there.
Mm-hmm.
That's making that nice arch.
Yes.
And then this one can be folded in.
Folded
as well.
in there. And then, so prune that off here. I think you could take this at that joint there. And I think I probably would actually in this case. Or I might leave it there to try and get some growth out here, but I'm not worried. I think if you take that off at that joint there, it'll fold against the wall a bit there. Okay. Okay, let's have a look in a minute. That's grand.
A
Okay.
good tip after pruning a rose,
George's tip, yeah?
Georgie's tip,
Yeah.
is to wipe your secateurs in between each rose to stop the transfer of fungal diseases and infections such as canker. Yeah, just to keep your roses healthy, like this.
Brilliant. Would you do that on fruit trees as well, I think, actually?
Yeah, fruit trees as well.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, easy forgotten, but essential for good practice, actually. And the same in terms of clearing up behind you, as you can see, a ton bags worth of debris off the rose. Amazing. Excess that wasn't needed, and of course that grows on, and as we talked about before, the flowers end up further and further away from you on the tips of those growths. Those ton bags, by the way, can be bought for about £3 or £4 a go from your average builder's merchant if you haven't got any spare from any landscape works. Very useful. So there you go, that's the rose complete. Lovely fan shape, and as we've talked about before, those laterals, horizontal laterals, will produce flowering bud more readily than the upright ones, and you get that sort of more even growth between the stems and the flowers. And again, it's best to adopt a short back and side approach when it comes to windows and eaves and places where you don't want the rose to grow. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That's worked out well.